Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Lucy Marutle and I hope to awaken your consciousness. Guys, thank you for sharing, liking, subscribing to my channel. Today's topic is about breaking free or escaping the prisons that we think we are not in. Now, they are prisons, they are physical prisons, and I appreciate that they are physical guards, physical gates, and I'm not talking about those kind of prisons. I'm talking about the prisons that have been put in place by the system, societal systems, right? These prisons exist. As much as we think we are free, for centuries we have been obliged to comply with rules and regulations and protocols and status quos, parameters, that have governed our lives, not because we understand them or accept them or acknowledge them or even, understand them, but it is because we, in our inherent nature as human beings, follow the status quo. We have conditioned our minds not to question existing protocol, existing systems. I'm just here to just highlight that, there are prisons and we can step out of those prisons if we want to, at the expense, of course, of being labeled rebellious, labeled weird, strange. And I think, to be quite honest, it is time. There is a great awakening in the universe right now. And a lot of us are starting to question the status quo, question the system. And I'm loving it. So I don't know what triggers this, at what stage of your life it happens, but there comes a stage, and I believe I'm in that stage where I start questioning, I start moving away from the crowd, I start stopping to be a people's pleaser, I start standing alone and not even worrying who likes me or not. That kind of awakening is essential in life because that is an indication that you are becoming free. Now let's get to it. The prisons that I think 90% of us are in is a real conundrum, guys. It is real. I'll give you a few examples. Let's look at the educational system, for example. The subjects they follow, the syllabus, the principles we learned, mitochondria in biology, hemoglobin, the mechanics of the medulla oblongata. I don't see the purpose, unless, of course, you want to be a doctor. I don't see how that benefited my life. The only thing that might have benefited my life is French lessons, maybe. But other than that, really, I find the syllabus so confined to this matrix. It almost facilitates that sheep mentality, for us to just follow, the status quo. I mean, why don't they teach us how to make money at school? They teach us how to count it. They teach us how to store it. They teach us how to translate it. But they don't teach us how to make it. They don't teach us life skills at school, something, philosophical that will assist us in our daily living as adults. It doesn't come through. And it bothers me now that, we are just going into this and we are letting our children go into the same cycles. And it's a bit of a problem. I wrote a couple. So that was the educational system. Let's talk about love. We are taught, how to love each other, how to communicate love. You hear about the Valentine's Day, which we all follow, yet we don't understand. Why is it that we don't question stuff? Why am I forced or obliged to celebrate Valentine's Day? And that's a stupid example, but, why is it a norm to exchange gifts like flowers? Why can't it be something weird, And it's questions that just come up to say, I don't want to celebrate Valentine's. Who the hell is that guy anyway, Why is it in our career life, for example, that business is defined, success is defined a certain way, and a certain protocol to success. You own the car on credit, you own the house on credit, you have a black card, and that is success according to 80% of the world, and it's sickening. You get that credit card and it's all okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. You know, what happened to defying the norm and saying, I'm not going to buy this car until I save up for it, for example. I'm not saying I did it. Look, I'm in the same catastrophe as every one of us. You know, those are the kind of prisons for me that stand out right now. You know, why is it that we are so pressured by society to act a certain way, to drive a certain car, to live in a certain house? And we don't question that madness. Why is consumerism, you know, why has it taken over our lives? Why are we moved by certain advertising stunts to believe that we need, for example, meat for our protein? And I speak about that specifically because I just transitioned into a plant-based lifestyle. And I was told all along that I can only get adequate protein from meat, which is a fallacy, to be quite honest. That's not the case. I am stronger than ever as a vegan or a plant-based lifestyle, following a plant-based lifestyle, than I was eating meat. So why is it that we fall into such traps? You know, we just continue with this narrative that just because it's been in existence for such a long time, we must follow these rules. That is not the case. So these things are imposed upon us because we are in the matrix, we enjoy the Kool-Aid, and maybe it's just the fear of sticking out, you know, being different. You know, even in fashion, you see these things coming through. You know, you dress a certain way because some magazine has declared that the combination between checks and floral is absurd, so you can't wear that. Somebody out there said that you can't have pink and blue hair. So the minute you start defying those norms or status quo, you know, you are labeled to be different and weird. Actually, there is power in being labeled strange or weird. That just says a lot about you as an individual, right? So I have about 7 ways of stepping out of this prison or escaping this jail sentence. Number 1 is see the prison for what it is. It is a prison, guys. It exists. Or else you would be questioning why, you know, or you would be stepping out from these paradigms of operation in your daily lives, you know. And I'll probably do a more detailed video around that. But see the prison for what it is. It is a prison. And once you recognize that, you are able to step out of it. It might not be a prison with physical gates and shackles and guards, but trust me, the fact that you have no free will in certain things in life means you are in prison and bondage. I'm not exempting myself in this whole thing, but I'm saying step number 1 is to acknowledge it, which I think I'm there. You know, I'm acknowledging it, you know, and then the gradual exit is where we all should really pay attention to. Number 2, question all areas in your life. Ask yourself, why are you eating this way? Must you eat this way? Is it necessary? Why am I behaving this way? Is it not okay sometimes to just exercise my silent power? In some cases, some of us talk too much and we feel the need to debate and defend ourselves. Is it necessary? Why is it? Ask yourself and link it back to the ego. Is it necessary to show up, you know, in the ego? Those are the questions we ask ourselves. So examine every area of your life. What does success mean to you? Not to the clique at work, not to your friends, not to your family. What is it that success means to you? And live that. You know, live that as your truth, and don't be pushed around by society telling you what success looks like. Change intentionally in all areas. Now, I'm challenging you to do something different. Do something different to what everybody is doing. If it is expected of you to be throwing out your toys, say, for example, in a business meeting, don't. Defy all protocols. Avoid exalting the self, you know, the ego, and just be authentic. Do things oppositely. Go to a restaurant and instead of ordering the starters, Stuart Wilde puts it nicely, start with the cocktail, go with the dessert, and then end with the starter. Just be weird and see how that feels, and don't give a shit what anybody says. Wear different socks. Yeah, wear different socks. Rock up with hair messed up like this. Beautiful messed up. Rock up with hair. Dare to do things out of the box. Dare to walk and hike 88 kilometers like I did per week. Find the time. Challenge the norm, guys. Anyway, number 4, learn. We are so blessed in this era. We have so much material. There are podcasts, there are documentaries around the matrix. Identify those people that inspire you and those people that give recommendations to this disease. Honestly, this is a disease. So tap into technology and find out who you can leverage off and learn and identify those matrix. There are so many documentaries you can go through. I mean, if you talk about health, go to What the Health. If you talk about neuroscience and the mechanics of the mind, go to, for example, What the Bleep. Go to The Secrets if you want to understand more on law of attraction, for example. Just do things in an odd way and just defy protocol. Do weird things that will give you the liberty and freedom. Don't be put in this chain, right? And then I said, number 6, choose who you surround yourself with. It is very important, guys, to choose who you speak to, who you befriend. I'm sorry, people carry energies, negative energies that can, be infiltrated into your energy domain. Be careful. You guys need to speak the same language, or else there's no point. If you don't impact them, they will impact you. So I think you should be very careful in who you speak to, in who you befriend. I'm not saying be a loner. No, I'm not saying that. But be very careful whose advice you take. Be very careful whose energy you absorb. That's very important. Number 7, show up authentically. There is freedom, guys, in showing up, removing the mask and just being you. I've said this before. You engage and relate better with humanity if you show up in your true self. Remember that. Now, I strongly suggest, again, one of the biggest things that will enable you to get to a stage, right, guys? A stage of, revelation, epiphany, is when you silence yourself. When you are in the present, and I speak about this all the time, in the silence, in the presence of divinity, because when you silence yourself, that is when you get to understand yourself. And that is the power that you exude into the universe when you are now suddenly in that state of mind where you are on autopilot. You need to get yourself into the alpha state, which is the state of creativity, the state of being you, and in the quiet, guys. That helps a lot. You will discover that you connect with divinity, who gives you the strength, the wisdom to operate the mechanics of life when you are in the silence. I pray that every single one of you will start questioning the norm, will start stepping out in their true self, in their higher self, and push away the ego. Because, guys, there is no gap between demand and supply. There is no competition. We are all one. Love the next person like you love yourself. Because at the end of the day, my Bible, and I know the Quran, the Torah, whatever spiritual books are in existence, sing the same hymn. We are all connected. That's why we say, Namaste. The divine in me bows to the divine in you. So remember to live life as though you are, because you are the creator. I love you so much. Question the norm. Do not be the sheep. Be the leader. Do not follow. Learn to open up your eyes, pause, and question the norm. Get out of the matrix. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid. I love you so much. Namaste.